All right. Welcome, everyone, to episode 20 of the Behind the Stripes podcast. I'm Rama, Peroo, joined as always by Cowley College Tiger Hall of Famer and two-time JUCO World Series champion, Coach Dave Burroughs.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, great to see you, Coach. Yeah, we always have a fun time when we're doing this, and this is someone we've been wanting to have on since we started this show. So excited to have with us today Cowley women's head soccer coach, Roberto dos Santos. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Well, like I say, we started this thing right after your season had kind of ended, and we didn't want to wait till it got going for you back again. So glad to have you now to tell us a little bit about how things are going. But before we get into all of that, about how things are right now at Cowley, can you tell us a little bit about your life growing up, Coach? I know you weren't originally from here. Was it from Brazil?
I'm originally from Brasilia, Brazil.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Tell us about life growing up there. Brothers, sisters, what was your family life
And
like?
it was just a big family, raised in a big family, raised playing soccer on the streets and having just like here, the kids are already hand-oriented for sports. There it's feet-oriented. And
sure.
I start playing since kid in the streets, and then I joined the club then, and then
The rest is history, huh?
Yep.
Now, you had to have been a pretty accomplished soccer player. When was it that you started to realize, at what age that you were like, hey, wait a second, I'm pretty good at this thing?
Since kid, we already has that dream. But yeah, I had the physical talent, and then I was invited to clubs, and that's when they start the polishing part of it. So
And then before you left Brazil, Coach, well, first off, brothers, sisters, you said you came from a big family. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
we're a big family. I'm the seventh of nine.
Okay, gotcha. And you still make it back home to Brazil sometime? Do you still have some family that lives there?
They all live there. I'm the only one here. There's only one crazy person in the family, so I'm the one.
Well, that had to have been a big step for you to come to the United States and leave your family back there. How did that come about? How did you end up coming here to the U.S.?
That was the opportunity to be a student athlete. I knew a lot of people know all over the world about the U.S. system, how they do a college and study and competing, and that's what I wanted. I would say honestly, I want to be a athlete student. And then I got in here. I got into the process. I started learning more and more the language and the culture and things. And then I see myself shifting, and I became a student athlete.
Terrific. Now, was it Southwestern College that was your first stop, or where was your first stop?
My first stop was St. Mary's of the Prince College.
That's
in
right,
Dodge
St.
City,
Mary's. That's right.
Kansas.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that still a current college anymore?
No,
Okay.
no. They closed. They shut the doors in 1991, and that was the only, I believe, private four-year school in that part of Kansas. To this day, there's no other.
Wow.
And so from there, my first year, we transferred. I was fortunate to transfer to Bethany College in Lynchburg, Kansas.
You had great success there too as a player. I know that. I think you were
It's a
all
good-
conference all 3 years at Bethany.
Yeah, I was lucky. Now, I was lucky, I would say, to have the people around me. Yeah, I was able to help the program, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for how people embrace me, how they help me in other areas. So it was a great exchange in life.
Terrific, Coach.
No, I'm just listening to the story. Not many guys can say they started out at school and they shut it down. So
Yeah, you had a pretty good hand in that, huh?
I'm glad it didn't happen here.
You didn't come to Cali.
No.
Coach, your coaches that you had there, in college, did that kind of influence your coaching at all? Your
Yes.
coaching styles?
Yes, it did. It did. I think every coach always influences us. How to do certain things and how not to do certain things.
Right.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Terrific. What was your major in college?
It was physical education and education,
Okay.
and then eventually I did my master's in education and a little bit of Spanish.
Terrific. So once you got done with college, then what did you do for jobs after that before you got into coaching?
when I graduated from Bethany, they threw me out there as a head coach.
Wow, just like that, just thrown right into the fire,
No,
huh?
they were searching for someone. They knew my experience with the game and how long I'd been dealing with it and getting with people, and then they offered me the job, and then I took it as the women's soccer coach there.
If you don't mind me asking, how old were you at that time?
Oh, I was already old. Maybe I was 28.
28.
Yeah.
Coach, how old were you when you first started being a head coach at Cowley?
I
Then?
was 30.
Okay, so you guys were pretty similar in ages.
Yeah.
I started coaching when I was 25. So when did the coaching bug bite you, though? Sometimes it's before you ever get to college. I know for me, I knew I wanted to be a coach when I was playing. Looked around like, hey, these guys are all pretty good. I better find me something else to do. But that was something I could hang around the game with. So when did you decide that, hey, this is what I want to do?
Coach, I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do when I grow up. But,
Well.
it's one of those things that hindsight, I don't think I had plans to be a coach. Like I said, there was an opportunity right there, right then. And then I start getting immersed more and more into that side of the game. And that's one thing that's hard is for us to be away from the game that we dedicated the whole life. And then through coaching, I was able to reach out to people and help and mentor people, and that's how I went further into the career. I enjoy it.
Beats working, don't it?
It's like you guys never grew up. Like you said, you're getting into a kid's game that you get to be a part of. So
We're young. We think we can play for the rest of our life.
Yep.
We don't, we know it's going to end. Not with me. You always do that.
yeah, well, and I jumped the gun a little bit whenever I said Southwestern College for your playing days, but you actually were a coach there. So was that following Bethany, or how did that come
No,
about?
after Bethany, I was playing with those summer league teams, semi-pro, and then I was in Iowa. And from there, I was hired to be the assistant coach at Evansville.
Yeah, in
University
Division
of
I, that's
Evansville in Evansville, Indiana. And so I stayed there for a couple of years, and then Southwestern reached out to me, and it was a homecoming, so to speak, because I was already married. My wife, it's from Kansas. Her family was around, and so it was a good marriage, I would say.
Terrific. You mentioned your wife, Kirsten.
Yep.
How did you two meet?
We met at Bethany.
Okay.
Yeah, we met at Bethany.
Terrific.
And so
Been married how long now?
28 years.
Great. And got how many children?
We got two
Excellent.
boys.
And their names?
Diego is our oldest one, and Gabriel is the youngest.
Terrific, Coach. And they both doing well?
They're doing great. They still my babies. They don't realize that, but they are.
Yep, always will be. Well, and then in terms of Southwestern, what was that experience like for you whenever you were coaching
It was a tough experience. I'm glad I had the experience. I don't want to go back because the way they do the things. One was being in charge of two teams.
there? Yeah.
Men and women soccer, and it's the same sport. Pretty much the same rule, same field, same ball, everything. But it's a totally different sport, coaching men and women,
I bet.
and that's one thing that was a struggle. But I was young, still very excited, and I had to go through. So it was a good experience as far as having both.
Well, Cowley made the decision to start a soccer program here with men's and women's soccer. I think it was 2008.
Eight.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they made the call to you, Coach, to help start those
know.
programs. Was it Coach
And-
Tom Saya, or who reached out to you on that?
Coach Saya, our athletic director, he contacted me, and then through Mark.
Was it Mark Speck or Mark Phillips or
Mark.
Mark Speck? Oh, Mark Patrick, yes,
Mark
yes.
Patrick,
Mark Patrick,
yeah.
coach, yeah.
Mark Patrick, he contacted me, and I was just talking to my wife. She said, "Hey, you have nothing to lose. Go there and see what they're about." And say, "Yeah, okay." So I came here for maybe half hour, sit down and talk, and then after about 6 hours, I arrive at home, and then so my wife came talk to me, and then I share with her, and we made the decision.
Yeah.
And boy, that came in the perfect timing. I loved it. I loved it. To this day, the challenge and the experience I had with Coach Saya and Coach Burroughs, I still remember. He's been a landmark here at the college. He's a legend. And I remember him talking, "Hey, how you doing?" That kind of deal. And so it was great. I love it. And the transition was good.
Excellent.
I do have a question. You're talking about coaching is different to coach men and women. What's the biggest difference between men and women in what way?
I would say one is the approach. Yes, with the approach, how there's pros and cons in both of them. And I like to say, summarizing, I like to say women are stronger as far as getting to the challenges that we face. And one thing that I found out with the girls is that you tell them the plan, you tell them the problems we're having, the obstacles we're having, they embrace that and they go for it. Boys, and boys, they're, for most part, they know already. Okay, and then we tell them, yeah, it makes sense, but I can do better. I know better. That kind of thing. Man, yeah, they endure more, I would say, pain and things like that. They
physicalness,
keep it
yep.
for themselves. The women, they let you know right away. They're not happy. They're not content and whatever. They let you know and they cry. But the problem is solved right there, right then. Man, we tend to keep it until that thing explodes. And sometimes it's kind of late. So that was one major difference, Coach, I would say, in the approach. And my experience with the girls has been exactly that. We have challenges, and sometimes it's difficult. And I say, I don't know how to solve the problem, and I can't solve it by myself. Here's what the issue. Now, I need you guys to step up. They love it. They embraced it.
So who's more competitive on the soccer field, men or women?
It's different. The speed of game, the power, it's different. There's no question. I would say man because they leave that moment right there and they go sometimes beyond what we ask as far as attitude sometimes. But but there's that competitiveness there. But I would say women is the same on their way, their speed, their power.
That's a good answer because you better answer women because you coach women.
That's right. Some of them might be watching
No,
this.
well, but as you know, we are here. Well, our soccer program is pretty involved one with the other.
That's right.
And I get to know all the boys and the recruiting process too. And and that it is exactly the difference. The way they talk, the way they approach each and every day. I don't think the guys appreciate breaks as much as the girls do.
Sure.
They always want to be out there competing.
Yes. Now, Coach, when you first came to Cowley, you were having to take over both. The first year was men's and women's, correct? Now, it was just for that 1 year. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you went in and became the men's head soccer coach.
Yes.
And then made that transition over to women's soccer coach. Was it 2018? Around that time frame, I think. And then
2018.
Hui Vaz, former player for you, ended up becoming the men's head coach. You transitioned over to women's. And what a tremendous thing it's been. Now you've created this monster on the women's side with 3 straight national tournament appearances after never having gone there before. How are you able to step into that role and do so well, and then also have a former player of you go into that role. And like you say, you both worked so well together. It almost seemed like it was just a perfect match for you guys.
It was definitely when we started. From my previous experience at Southwestern, I told the committee right over the president, Dr. McAtee and Coach Saya. I told them flat out, I'm sorry if you're talking about 2 teams, I'm not taking. And then they asked me why. I explained why. It made sense to them. They asked, hey, can you just spearhead the start of the program, and we brought a understudy, and right then I became responsible for the boys, like you said.
Yeah.
And then throughout the years, things happen. Health and things like that happen.
Right.
And that was a moment when the challenge came. Like I said, you said, Rui Vaz was my player. He came here, did a tremendous job, not only as a player, as a student.
You're right.
It was a great overall. And then he transferred, and then he kept in contact, came back as a volunteer assistant, and then eventually they created the position, and he became assistant. And that's how it went. And then the administration decided to make a change in the program, and then me facing some challenges,
Yes.
personal challenges. That was a spark that I needed, maybe a change, and I knew who he was talented enough for that, and that's how he became the man. And I went to the girls.
If you don't mind me, Coach, not to get too personal here, but you mentioned you had some health challenges, and I am I just see you all the time, and I just don't even think about that anymore. But I can't fail to mention that you overcame an unbelievable health challenge, and for you to be able to still, every time I would see you, you're still the same guy, still smiling, still I was always so impressed by that like I say, you wouldn't even know you were going through what you were going through. But incredible what you endured, and to be able to come back and have the success that you had. How are things now for you, Coach?
It's doing great. I mean, for those of you that doesn't know, and males that are watching this podcast here, and the female too. Yeah. I had 2 things happen to me, rare happened to me. One was breast cancer that I had.
Right.
Male breast cancer is rare, so that I had. And the other rare thing is the male breast cancer being caught in the beginning.
Wow.
It's rare, but to be caught in the beginning is rare as well.
But yours was, huh?
Unfortunately, for us, male, by the time they discover, it's already advanced. And usually it's a high rate of death because it spreads already. I was lucky. I was blessed to be caught right in the beginning.
Oh, so glad you were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach. I mean, we think it's tough enough going through, seasons and all.
Losses really don't matter much when you have to deal with something like that on a personal basis.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is a good question. I love the question because it's not very many people that is aware of male breast cancer.
Right.
And one of the things is that through the treatment, which is exactly the same as women, because they don't have a study, they don't have anything just for the male breast cancer, for the hormone and everything else. So they treat the same treatment they do for women, they did for men. And with that, there was a lot of complications, medications and things like that. And I like to say, the cancer itself wasn't a problem, it's the afterwards.
Gotcha.
Right. And that dealing with the afterwards, it was when the opportunity finally came, and it was that bright light that I needed.
Wow. So. Well, an inspiration to all of us, Coach, for what you've overcome and been able to do here. I mentioned the monster you've created here at Cowley now with 3 straight national tournament appearances and a trip to the semifinals in 2 of the last 3 years. You've worked with some extremely talented individuals. And I don't want to put you on the spot here. You just had an athlete of the year here at Cowley, Stephanie Silva. One of my favorites to watch here at Cowley. She overcome, a severe injury to come back and be the top defender in the conference. You've had some special players on both the men's and women's sides. We talked about Hui Vaz. I mean, a lot of special players. Are there some out there that really stand out to you that were some of your favorites to coach? Maybe not they were the most talented, but some of the ones that maybe were the hardest workers.
Boy.
Or who were some of those maybe that you really enjoyed working with?
That's a very difficult
I'm sorry.
question.
Put you on the spot
It is.
there. Yeah.
And I'm blessed to say so hard. Coach Burroughs knows that very well. And then you can say kids that are, okay, I'm going to form my all-time team. Boy, that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
Because there were some that was unbelievably talented. And there were some other one that was a must-have on a team. Not as talented, but you got to have
That glue person,
person. And
knows their role perfect. Yeah.
And so I have those, but you mentioned some of them on the men's side, like Hui Vaz was great. He's doing a phenomenal job. It doesn't surprise me. He's getting even better coach because now he had 2 kids. And he has a little girl. Yeah. Coach Hui will shape up even better.
It's got to be neat to
Beautiful
see
kids.
a former, a player of yours go on and have that success as a coach too.
We got Hui Vaz. We had a guy, Jake Hawk.
Yes, Jake
He
Hawker,
was
yes.
an amazing player. And on the girls, you mentioned already Stephanie. And, man, we had so many. Nanaka.
I know, yes.
We had...
you go all the way back to Amber Hernandez in the first years,
Amber
right?
Hernandez
So, yeah.
now is an honor to have her in the Hall of Fame. And great, see her as a family. And I'm already checking her daughter because she can play.
Great, good.
It's a little thing, man, but she can play.
Yeah.
And but there was so many players. Sometimes I look at our program and former players and I go, wow.
I know.
And then that's when the history or the stories come into it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like Coach is mentioning that he's got a former player that now he's got kids coming up almost old enough to start playing, for him. Did you ever have anybody that played for you ever have some of their kids come up and play for you too, Coach?
Last year Seth Dandridge was here, and his dad Billy played here my second year, I believe. So
very cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's been 2 or 3, and their name slips me now. But I do have a question. One shining moment, one shining moment at Cowley. What would be that moment that stands out to you that is the most precious to you, that you're just going to be a memory till you pass on?
Well, Coach, that's another difficult question, but I would say if we're talking about soccer, there's no...
No, it don't have to be soccer. It's just your moments at Cowley, just one thing that just stands out vivid in your mind.
I think it was, honestly, it was the moment that we're not going too much into the details, but we had a administration here at the college that decided to fold the soccer program, and it was, caught everybody off guard. But to see the community gather together because of soccer, and for me later to realize that most of those people that didn't know much about the game or didn't even care about the game, they wasn't raised with it, but they were there fighting and complaining and making sure things would be done right. And then I hear from a lot of them that they remember me, they remember the soccer program from our clinic that we give once a year for free for the rec kids, and we put our players to work. And there was grandparents and parents and uncles and friends that was disappointing to see that happening. And that, Coach, it was the biggest statement I have about me being here.
That's a good answer.
It is.
I remember those days. So.
I was there that night. I remember being at the board meeting that night, and boy, walked in there, and I wasn't expecting that when I walked into the cafeteria just to get back into where they had the board meeting. That place was packed.
Yes.
And it was packed in a good way. It was with community members, like you said, that were very passionate about, hey, we know what this team and what these soccer teams mean not only to Cowley College but to the community as a whole. That they do these things, like you say, with putting together these free clinics for the kids to come out, which you have so well attended, which you've done these two through the rec center. And it was neat to see Cowley employees, former ones like Matt Neese that were there, and people that I just remember were so passionate about why we should save the programs, and thank goodness they did. And here we are, 18 years into you being at Cowley, and like I say, accomplishing things that at that point had not been accomplished yet with these national tournament appearances.
It was, and like I said, that was a great question, Coach. And this is, it was the biggest highlight, not only for me but for my family in general. And so.
How about working with your current coaches, Eusebio, Chevy Plaza, and then now the current men's head coach, Marcos Ribeiro? I know, like you said, you had as an assistant too, and now he's the head coach, but you all work very closely together.
I always say this, people think I'm joking, but no, I'm serious, half serious too. I'm lucky to, and blessed to be having those people around me. Yes, I analyze the person, and then we hire the person, and but it turns out even better than what I expected. The guy like Tanner,
right?
Tanner was
Tanner
here.
Brock.
Tanner did a phenomenal job for us, and then he moved on. He's doing great at Kansas City, Sporting KC.
Terrific,
With the developmental athletes there, and then. Hoy Vaz was around me as a head coach, but he was there. And then we had Marcos. Marcos came in. He is hungry, man. That guy is just all over. I love to work with him. And then the opportunity came. He took it. He's doing well. And then we have Chevy. And Chevy has been great for us because we never had a goalkeeper coach.
Yes.
And he being primarily in charge of the goalkeeping and doing everything else that he does, it was a tremendous addition for us.
Terrific. Well, I mean, not to say it's all accounted to him. I mean, obviously it's a teamwork. It's all the team effort and everything too. There's everybody out on the field and the coaching staff, but 11 shutouts last year by your squad. It's a pretty good job by the goalkeeping coach, I would say then.
Yes, there's no question.
And like I say, having a Stephanie Silva back there in the back half doesn't hurt either. So
there's no doubt, no doubt.
Speaking of Stephanie, like I say, she was the athlete of the year here at Cowley. She's now moved on to Pittsburgh State University. But that's a young lady that, like I say, I really enjoyed getting to watch her career here at Cowley. What was it like coaching someone like her?
She's a phenomenal student athlete. Great person, great student, and terrific athlete. And she had an opportunity to go, Division I, some big colleges and things like that. But she was mature enough through the years that she was here, months and years, she was talking to me. And the only thing I always told her is that ultimately you have got to go somewhere where you're going to feel happy.
Great, yeah.
You're going to feel wanted, and you're gonna better yourself as a person and as an athlete. And I think that she understood that. And when it came down to make a decision, she had offer from several places, but she went to Pitt State. She visited. She liked it. She felt good, and she made a decision to stay there.
Terrific. Coach, unfortunately, I mean, I've seen a lot of student athletes that leave from Cowley, and obviously they go on and have great success. We've had some that I think sometimes that D1 is what they're looking for so much that they go there, and sometimes that's maybe not the best fit for them, though. And then maybe they should have maybe gone to somewhere to be a D2, get to play more of a prominent role, get to have, more of a better experience. But that D1 comes calling, and sometimes they go there and just ride the bench. So
there's a stigma, and and that's their goal from the time they started playing baseball or soccer. I want to be a Division I athlete, and then they get there, and it's not what it's cracked up to be sometimes. But it's a perfect fit. I think what Roberto said and what you said. It's about going someplace that you're going to be happy, someplace you're going to play, someplace you're going to continue your education, and you know, and like I said, it's like we call it going and getting that D1 Kool-Aid because of all the
Yeah.
things they get. You know,
Yeah.
they get all the D1 Kool-Aid because they get more T-shirts, more shoes, more whatever. You know, and it's still pretty pure at the Division II level. But those guys, that level has really got better though too over the last 10, 12 years, I think.
Sure.
So in baseball, especially, now I'm not going to speak on any other sport, but
We got one of your former players and coaches that was with you, Brock Buckingham, up there at Pitt State now doing
well,
awful
this year the MIAA had like 6 teams that were ranked at one time. You know, that's pretty impressive. So,
Sure is.
and I don't ever recall that. Maybe it has happened, but I don't recall it. So,
Boy. And Coach, it's the same overall, the sport. And then I like to say that, they look for the glamour of a D1. You know, they think that's the best step for them to go further. And I believe the best step is where you're happy and you're growing, you know. And ultimately, if there's somebody going to the pros don't care where you played. They care where you can do it right there, right then for them.
Yeah.
You know, they don't care if you went D1, D3, NJCAA, or whatever. They care is, can you do it? The job that I have, the challenge that I have.
Sure.
But we're dealing with the young adults. Good luck explaining to them that.
You know, when you are talking to your team, though, Coach, what do you hope your players gain most from your coaching when they leave Cali?
Say that again, please.
What do you hope your players gain most from learning from you during their time at Cali?
I hope that when all the challenges that they're gonna have in life, like as a parent or as a professional, any area, whenever that challenge comes, they use what they did in the game. You know, they have to overcome themselves in their individual feeling and for a great purpose. You know, in that case for the family or for whatever environment they are. So I hope because I believe a student athlete is special once they get out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because they already went through the grinding, mentally, physically. So,
Well, and I tell you, Coach, when we had Rui Vaz on here a couple of weeks ago, we talked about kind of the Brazilian culture, and that I've been fortunate enough to be at some events where you guys have had a celebration, and I love the celebration of food. And what is that rice you make? I'm sorry. Please, I've got to know.
that's made up, man. I just make up. Don't ask for the recipe.
I just got to know what it is because it was so good.
family
yeah.
secrets. You can't give family secrets.
Yeah. No. Yeah, the necessity taught me, living away from home, and then I start.
Rice-a-roni, right, Roberto?
Yeah. And then
I really had him on.
And then I try to mimic my mom, but no, I did several times in college call my mom and ask and that kind of deal. So,
Is it like a saffron rice, or what is it, Coach? What is this rice that you make?
it's just
Look, he doesn't want to
rice.
say. He doesn't.
Yeah,
he's just-
rice and I use some bacon.
Yeah, well-
chopped bacon, and then there's a special spiceries there, and
All right, we'll talk off air. All right, we'll
then
get this.
also I have the pressure from you guys when you come, so I need to make it better.
It's not
So
like
good.
asking for the keys of the car or anything, did you? You just want to know what the rice was.
Really, come on. Rice and roni would have been simple. Like
really.
You said. No. Hey, we've had so much fun on those times when we do that. And but Coach, tell me too now, when you do have some, and also before I get to the last few questions, with Kirsten, your wife, she works here at Cowley too. So it's a real kind of family thing here. What does Cowley mean to you and your family?
Well, it means a lot. It means a lot. Like I said, it's the first part the coach asked, and the moment that I saw the community, they saw the campus and everybody united, that kind of deal. Yeah, that made this home,
Great.
home. And I remember, and I always say this, that Coach Burroughs, Coach Saya, and seeing all those coaches that been here and what they've done, and that's pretty special.
Oh, it really is.
It's a special place.
So, Coach, when you do have some free time, well, I know you're a big sports fan too. So I know you're a big Chiefs fan.
I am.
Oklahoma City Thunder guy.
I am.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was a tough one last night. Wasn't it?
I saw that.
What do you think of that series, Coach? What if you had to make a prediction?
It's gonna be tough. I know it's gonna be tough. That was a great game, though.
It was a great
It
game.
was a great game, and I'll say this: it's gonna be whoever showed up to the game, whoever is ready for the game, because apples for apples, they're in the same boat and same level.
How about that double overtime game one?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great game to watch. It was beautiful.
It really was. I know.
Yeah, I feel sorry. Yeah, my team lost.
You
but-
hated to see a loser in that one. Both of them played with so much heart and passion for a game one of the series.
But
Boy.
that's the great thing about it. It's 7 games. Let's see
Yeah.
who get the 4th.
All right. Well, I got a couple guys here that follow Kansas City. I know you also are a Patriots fan, too. What's your prediction on the Chiefs this year? If Mahomes comes back healthy week 1, are you thinking that they're right back to, last year was kind of a blip in the, things, but going right back to being Kansas City of old? What are your thoughts?
I like to follow the behind the scenes.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
we're talking about the Oklahoma City, the amazing job that the general manager does.
Sam
there.
Presti,
And
yeah.
I also say we have one of the greatest general manager in the KC Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm expect to see, Mahomes, I want him back. We need him back. But I don't know. I hope they don't push him to start the season and he's not being 100%.
Yeah.
I hope they discipline themselves, not go completely by the player, because the player wants to compete,
Oh, yeah.
but hold him until he is ready, because we've got a good, hungry quarterback.
Got Justin Fields now,
Yeah.
too, as a
Justin
guy to
Fields wants to play.
fill in for a game or two if need to.
Yeah, I got a feeling they won't have to push Pat Mahomes. They'll have to put the reins in his mouth and hold him back, most likely, is keep him wanting to get out there too early.
Yeah,
But
that's what
pushing
Coach is
him-
saying. Those guys want to get out there, don't they?
Yeah, I doubt that they have to push him to get ready because he'll be ready on his own.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to the money makers, but yeah, we don't need him just for one game or few games. We need him for the long haul.
Yeah.
But so I hope somebody will protect him and hold him.
Right.
That's a great question too, Rama, because that division's got tougher too.
It has.
And you can have a really good team and you still might go 10-7 or 11-6 or
Sure,
whatever.
in that division, yeah.
Yeah, because you got a chance to lose when you go to San Diego, Denver, and now Las Vegas is going to be a factor as well. And then they don't get any favors with their schedule either. so-
No, they had the
No.
5th toughest schedule when it was released. So, we're talking football, but the other football, I guess, you're a huge soccer fan, obviously, too, and follow the World Cup and all the other. How about soccer-wise?
It's a big one now.
Do you have a team in the leagues that you follow or anything, too?
I would say yes. I'm excited. The World Cup. It's going to be different though. Being 3 different countries.
Boy.
But the main one, is going to be U.S.
Okay.
Most of the games, but Mexico, U.S. and Canada.
Wow.
Are hosting.
Yeah.
But I would say it's going to be a big one. There's a lot of great teams. My favorite teams, is no doubt, is Brazil and USA. I always root for U.S. I want to see them doing well, and they doing that. But it's going to be tough.
Sure.
I would say France is looking great.
Okay.
Spain's looking good.
That's exactly what Coach and I were going to say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth.
And then, as usual, Germany and Brazil and Argentina is going to be there, contenders. So
Good for us to know when we're making our picks. So thank you, Coach.
There you
We'll
go.
come to you for that information. When you do have some downtime, do you have any hobbies that you enjoy in your free time?
the remote control. I'm an expert in remote control.
Pretty good at working that thing, huh?
I like to visit friends, sometimes, and I enjoy a little scotch.
Yeah.
I enjoy some cigar.
Yeah.
Well, so-
Not a bad thing on a.
There's
on an
nothing
pretty
better
evening.
than having friends around, and we can talk trash and smoke some meat and
Yeah.
Great
What's the
time.
difference between Brazilian a cigar in Brazil and a United States one? Because I know there's a difference in the coffee that we've all sampled. So
That's interesting because that's one thing. I'm not a. It hasn't been too long that I'm trying to enjoy the cigar. One thing that I learned about cigar is a science, because that's a great question, Coach. What's the difference? Sometimes the difference is in the same country, but different people, different where the tobacco come from, the leaf itself makes a difference. Those are the things that I'm learning. Just like coffee, I grew up with coffee, but after being here in college and that kind of, that's when I had the interest in coffee, and that's another science too. So it's so big. But yeah, there is some good cigars from Brazil, the same as some other countries that produce.
Do you drink coffee at all, Coach?
I'm not really a coffee drinker. I have had a cup or two of the coffee that Roberto's.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually when you go down there, he's always got offering coffee.
It was better than any energy drink I've ever had in my life. It's like, bang, 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 like, hey.
Well, I might have to be a coffee drinker then.
I didn't sleep for days after I had one cup.
Oh,
I've heard about that famous Roberto coffee down there. So
I don't know what he put in it, but whatever it was addicting. It lasted for days. It lasted for days.
Yeah, his players drink that right before they got on the field. And it's amazing how fast they are out there.
Yeah, he didn't tell, and he just said, don't drug test your guys because they might not be able to pass.
There were times that people would ask, "Hey, how your team doing? You did really good. What's the secret?" I say, "I think it's the coffee." Yeah. Because they would come, the player would come in before go to the locker room, and they come in line, "Hi, coach," and they didn't want to say hi to me. They wanted some coffee. And then I had there Hui and we would make sure the pot was ready, so they would drink a little and go.
That's great.
And we would get the best out of them in practice.
Awesome, love it.
Most people have water buckets. They have coffee.
There you go.
Just don't do the Gatorade shower without afterwards.
Our AD, Jeff Flutie. Yeah, he was one of them.
Yeah.
He would always come in and have his cup.
Yeah, that's great. Has Todd Clark ever been down there?
No, he hasn't, but I always tell Todd Clark he'd never forget his cup.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying.
He
As
would
much
have
as
a
he's
cup in
around
the
the
hand.
athletic office with his
gotta
coffee, he needs to
come
make his way down to the half.
Like a mug. You don't have a cup.
A mug, yeah.
Well, Coach, this has been a lot of fun. Just a couple last things. So music interests. Do you have any kind of taste in music? What do you like to listen to when you're just...
I love music. I love music. I'm a big blues fan.
Okay, yeah.
I love blues and I love rock and roll.
Yeah.
Especially those rock and roll influenced by the blues.
Nice, yeah. Like an Eric Clapton or something, or some of those guys.
Yeah. I love those old bands and like I said, and I enjoy a lot of other musics as well. So
Sure, excellent.
Yeah.
What about TV-wise? Anything TV-wise if you're at home? And I mean, if you're not watching sports, is there any kind of shows you're interested in?
Yeah, it is either sports or movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, I don't.
Are you more of a comedy guy?
I love
action
comedy.
guy? Yeah.
I love comedy. I like autobiography or something like that, and I like sports movies.
How about if I had to put you on the spot and say, who's your favorite all-time soccer player? If you had someone that, as a fan, just
Pele, we can say
my
that.
gosh,
We can, yeah.
that's
he's
on another level, right? So yeah.
But one, I would say I like Cafu.
Yeah, sure.
Cafu from Brazil.
Yeah.
He was, is a great player. It's not much people talk about. Usually they talk about a forward, a goal scorer, or someone like that. But Cafu was a left, right wing. Oh no, left wing.
Okay.
And he sometimes played in the right, but left, and he played. What I love was his consistency. He played high level, big clubs the whole life. He played, I believe, 3 or 4 World Cups, which is rare for a player from Brazil, because they're always trying to renew, but he was always there.
Gotcha. Coach, you got anything left for Roberto?
No, I've just sitting here and enjoyed just listening, actually. So
Yeah,
it's been a fun day.
It has been, Coach. We appreciate you. Anything else you care to say to us?
I would say just that it's been a joy, and for me, you were here before I came. Coach was one of the guys that structured this athletic program on campus, and winning has always been an inspiration, to see it. And now, even it's great to see you, even though you're out of the game. Okay, it's always great to see you and in your wisdom, and
Well, I appreciate that.
it's an honor.
I appreciate that.
And I'm gonna tell about this guy nobody sees as well.
Please, because I was actually
Yeah,
going to mention
Chris.
that afterwards. Yeah.
Chris, right here. This guy is huge.
Unbelievable.
Part of our institution and the athletics.
Look at this area down here right now. I mean, this is
Beautiful.
Chris's
It
vision
looks
put
really,
to life.
really
so,
professional.
yeah, for all of you out there, if you haven't had a chance, come down to the basement of Galley Johnson. You'll see this podcast area and just a beautiful renovation to this whole place. I mean, our student athletes come down here. Chris will be able to do all these wonderful hype videos with them,
Yep,
and
they love it. They love it.
It's just such a great thing. And so, yes, I'm glad you mentioned Chris Ripley for all he's done, because he's another one that's been here 20 years now, which is hard to believe.
No, he's a tiger.
He is for sure, through and through.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I want to wrap it up with this. All right, I don't really like to talk too much personal about this, but I did go to the doctor the other day.
Well,
All right,
can
go ahead.
I say one thing?
Sure.
There's a warning label on this joke. It's probably going to keep you up more than the coffee that you drink. So just be aware. I want you to be aware, because I mean the joke's part of the show. Without the joke, the show doesn't happen.
Yeah,
So.
well, thanks for setting the table, Coach. And
Yeah.
keep him up wondering, trying to figure out the joke, or keep him up just
Well,
laughing. at the joke.
yeah,
you know,
both.
so-
I'm telling you, it was
said
a
he likes
great
comedy.
joke, and I still say, cough up.
Yeah, he likes comedy, and he's going to
Coffee
get
up,
comedy
man.
right here.
Coffee up, man.
Well, here we
Yeah.
go. All right. So I went to the
Great.
doctor recently.
But just a last thing I want to just for whoever's following the podcast, and if not following, you can spread the word that I like to say is for the male out there, check yourself, okay?
Exactly.
Check your breast and keep supporting the great cause, which is cancer treatment, because it's a big deal.
It's
Okay.
so glad you brought that
Well
up,
said.
Coach, and that you let everybody out there know that. Go get checked if you have any worries. Go get your annual checkups, and just
for the man, just
For
check
sure.
yourself. You're gonna feel something different, and please go check with your doctor. Don't be stubborn like we usually are. Okay, go out there and check with your doctor, and just make sure things are good.
you got it.
We're ready.
Well, this is around the same lines, Coach. That's why I brought this up. Was I went to the doctor recently with this suspicious-looking mole, okay? And the doctor said, well, they all look that way. You should have left them in the garden. Yeah,
There you have it.
So
There-
my suspicious-looking mole, I shouldn't have picked him up and taken him to the doctor. So
Yeah. Like I said, you can't top that, Roberto.
No.
There's no way you can top
No,
that.
no.
don't take suspicious-looking moles to the doctor. They'll just tell you to leave him where he was at.
He
so,
won't be
right?
here next February because he'll be getting his Academy Award. Like,
Oh gosh.
Comedy Joker of the Year. He's got it hands down.
Joker, all right. So, guys, a few events at Cowley. Now it's hard to believe the sports season's all wrapped up. Boy, the spring season, it was a good one, but softball, baseball, track, tennis, they're all in the books now. So, not a lot going on this week at Cowley, but tonight, come on out to the South Kansas Symphony Concert. That'll be this evening in the Robert Brown Theater at 7 o'clock. Also, don't forget, Cowley will be closed on Monday, May 25th, in observation of Memorial Day. And then starting June 1st will be 8-week summer session classes. So summer school right around the corner. I'll tell you what, guys, I love Cowley. But I'm glad I'm not going to be in any summer school classes this summer. So hopefully the three of us can enjoy our summer. The four of us can have a lot of fun. So
There you go.
yeah, but Coach, hey, appreciate you. And like I say, congratulations on all the success.
An honor.
Most of all, though, I'm so happy that you're healthy and well and that you're here with us and doing such great things. So congratulations, and thanks for being our guest today.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So everybody out there, thanks to Roberto dos Santos. Thank you, Coach Burroughs.
My pleasure.
And thank you, Chris Ripley, the man behind the scenes that makes this all possible. So until next Tuesday, this is Rama Peroo saying thanks again for watching the Behind the Stripes podcast.